So the iPhone 11 has been out for a few years now, and let's go ahead and see how this iPhone holds up in the middle part of 2022. Now, I've already done several different videos just even within this month for this specific iPhone. And what I love about the iPhone 11 is that it's a very good iPhone and Apple is still selling it brand new. So even if you didn't want to, go buy a, used iPhone that's old or whatever, you can still buy this iPhone in the brand new market and it's very easy to pick up. Now, a lot of things have changed with this iPhone since its first day, since I made my first video this year. And essentially the main things are we have a new version of software that came out. We have a new budget tier iPhone for this iPhone as well. And a lot of older iPhones have been dropped with official support from Apple. So to cover each one of these, I want to first start off with the body. Nothing has changed with the body. 6.1-inch IPS panel on the front. Still feels very good in the hand. Obviously the iPhone SE3 came out. And when compared that iPhone to this one, this thing still looks and feels extremely premium. And I'm still very happy with the way this iPhone has been aging, I would say the last, few years this thing's been out. Now, when compared this thing to the iPhone SE3 that just came out about like 3 months ago, I will tell you this is still a much better deal. It's about, $60 more expensive than this iPhone, $60 or $70 more than this thing. And I will tell you, this is still a much better deal. Even though it's more expensive and it has a little bit of an older chipset, I will still recommend buying something like an iPhone 11 over an iPhone SE3. So even though the SE3 is now a little bit cheaper, it's still a better deal to pick up the iPhone 11 than the iPhone SE3 in my opinion. So that kind of covers up the main two things. Now, the biggest change that just happened is with iOS 16. So Apple has now officially dropped support of the 6S and 7. Now, the iPhone 11 is still about 2 years newer than the lowest supported iPhone, which are the iPhone 10s and, the 2017 iPhones. So this iPhone is still realistically not going anywhere anytime soon. So you should still feel comfortable buying this thing. It's not really going to be outdated, even though we're in the middle part of 2022. Now, I have installed iOS 16 not only on this iPhone 11 but all of the iPhone 11 series, including the 11 Pro and 11 Pro Max. And essentially what I've been seeing is that these iPhones, I feel like they could do a little bit of a better job on these iPhones with IPS panels. What I mean by that is the performance, the stability, and everything in that realm is still very good on this iPhone. I think this iPhone is still killing it when it comes down to that standpoint, but for some reason the battery life really hasn't been that stable on this specific iPhone. Now, this is a multi-part thing. I feel like with an iPhone 11 specifically, I feel like this is a really good iPhone still, and I think it still has a lot of layers left on the table. The only issue that I'm having with something like the iPhone 11 on iOS 16 is the battery life. Now, we are currently on beta 1, so because of that, this thing realistically still has a long future ahead of it. So I don't necessarily want to sit here and complain too much about this iPhone in that standpoint, mostly because this thing, like I mentioned, still has a long future ahead of it, especially with iOS 16 updates. So as of right now, we shouldn't really feel too alarmed with the way this iPhone's performing so much in terms of the battery life department. It will get better throughout time, but I will say a good thing is the stability with the Apple A13 Bionic chip inside of it and with 4GB of RAM. I still think this thing is holding up extremely well. Now, in terms of sales and in terms of later on this year once the iPhone 14s come out, I am not 100% too sure if Apple is still going to keep this iPhone. If they drop it in price to $399, that's going to cannibalize a lot of the iPhone SE3 sales. They may drop it down to $429 to match the SE3, but I doubt they're going to do that. So this is realistically probably going to be the last video or last review I will make of this iPhone until this thing is probably not sold by Apple anymore, which is very sad because it's probably one of the best iPhones Apple has ever made. So I will say the iPhone 11 is still holding up extremely well in 2022, especially in the middle part. iOS 16 will grow and mature, but that's kind of how this iPhone is holding up as of right now. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.